Pickle, let's go to the hotline, and let's welcome in the head coach of the number 4 team in the 2A Division I state rankings, according to Dave Campbell's Texas Football. We're joined on the phone lines now by Coach Kyle Hardy of the Centerville Tigers. Coach, how are you?
Doing great.
How are things in beautiful Leon County?
Well, trying to push these storms back a little bit. Hope to get a JV game in tonight, but obviously need some rain also. So
yeah, it's a tough balance here because on one hand you could use the rain, but on the other hand we could use some football too.
Absolutely.
Coach, I want to ask you a little bit about last week. This was you guys go in against open your season in a big rivalry game against Buffalo and come away with a really impressive win, 35-6. I'm interested, in what do you feel like you learned about your team in last week's win?
I think more than anything, Tip, I just learned that we are who I thought we were. We're a physical ball club. We're a mature ball club. These kids, all these juniors, 5, 6 of them started for us as freshmen. And, they went to the first round that year. Last year, sophomores, we had 6 of them starting on each side of the board. And with some of these guys that are seniors now, they were juniors, and we were able to advance 4 rounds. And so, we made first game mistakes. There are certainly a lot of things we need to work on, but we are who I thought we were. We're a physical football team, a mature football team, and I think we're, every Friday night we can count on our kids getting after it.
Well, one of the guys you can count on, it seems like, is your senior running back Paxton Hancock, who was tremendous in your Week 1 win over Buffalo, 225 yards and 3 touchdowns on the ground. This is a guy who the numbers are really impressive, but as the guy who gets to see him every day in practice, what is it about Paxton Hancock that really sets him apart?
He's just a football player. He loves the game. He comes to practice every day. He's ready to work. I mean, what a lot of people don't know about Paxton, he was a good football player as a sophomore. He fractured his femur in the 5th game of the season, and he already had 600 or 700 yards then as a sophomore. Missed the rest of that season. Came back from that injury stronger than ever. Since last football season, he's put on about 15 pounds of good weight and dropped his 40 time also.
Talking with Kyle Hardy, the head coach of the Centerville Tigers here on Texas Football Today. Get involved in the conversation at hashtag TFToday. Coach, I want to go back in the Wayback Machine, and I'm not trying to date you here, but you are in your 18th year there at Centerville. And the first few years, kind of fits and starts getting this program kind of moving in the right direction. And then starting in 2012, you guys have rung off 6 10-win seasons in the last 10 years. I'm interested in what do you think is the biggest difference in the program that you've seen from maybe those leaner early years to what you're seeing right now, where it feels like every single year 10 wins is the bar, and you either clear it or you don't.
I think you can go back farther than that. I think I've been here actually 31 years. Mm-hmm. I was raised here. I came back home. I'm one of those guys that came back home and spent his career here. And came in with Coach Bill Hunter. And, 1989, Centerville doesn't score a point for the entire season. And Coach Hunter had a big job. And, he got the turnaround started. And then Keith Gardner was here before he went on to Alto, and then I moved in. And I think more than anything, it's just the mindset of the kids. It's the buy-in. And now we're to the point that our kids expect to be successful. They understand the work that's involved. Again, I go back to, we talked about Paxton, but he wasn't the only one. We had so many kids make great gains during this off season with their strength and their speed and everything else, but they understand that for us to keep moving forward and raising the bar, a lot of work has to go into it. So it's just buy-in from the kids. And I've been fortunate to, I've got 5 guys on my staff right now that played for us here.
Wow.
And, they come back and they have a lot invested in this community. They want to come back. They want to be a part of this program. They were, some of the guys were, when we were trying to really get this thing rolling, they were in the program then, and they're enjoying seeing these kids and the success they're having. So, I give a lot of credit to our staff also.
So you guys are now up to number 4 in the Dave Campbell's Texas Football state rankings. How little do you care about that? Because we talk with coaches all the time. They're like, Yep, doesn't necessarily mean anything. Do your players know? Are your players aware of where they're kind of stacking up right now? That we think awful highly of them.
Well, they are aware, and obviously they take some pride in that. But I tell them what I think's the truth. That's based off last year's team, and that's what early season rankings are. It's what did you do last year? This is a brand new team. You know, they're going to have to set their own course. They're going to have to make their own mark and work to raise that bar. And so I remind them of that daily. It's nice. We feel like we have a good football team. We feel like we have a chance to have a good football team. We're certainly not there yet. It's something we're working towards, but we think we have some pieces, and I think our kids realize there's a lot of work yet to be done.
It's going down tomorrow night in Crawford, Texas, at Pirate Stadium, as the number 5 Centerville Tigers will visit number 4 Centerville Tigers will visit the number 5 Crawford Pirates. And I'm certainly not asking you to give away your game plan here on the statewide air, but when you take a look at what you guys are going to be up against tomorrow night in this Crawford team, what do you see?
Well, you know, I think back over the years, Crawford's a program we've looked at a lot. You know, we've competed with them in a lot of different sports. We know what's in their DNA, and it's championships. They win whatever the sport is across the board. Coach Jacobs and them do such a great job over there. They're a disciplined team. I think people don't realize how much speed they really have. I mean, it's maybe they have deceiving speed. I don't know, but I mean, they got some kids that can really roll. They're not going to make a lot of mistakes. They're going to be physical. They're a lot of what we try to be. I can tell you that. And you know, I look on the film. It's an early season game. You don't know how the ball's going to bounce or the mistakes that are made, but it looks to be a good matchup on film. And I know this. It'll be a matchup that'll help us be a better football team.
I think there's no doubt about that. He's Kyle Hardy. He's the head coach of the Centerville Tigers. Make sure you catch their game Friday night against the Crawford Pirates, a huge 2A showdown. Coach, really appreciate your time. Congratulations again on the win last week, and best of luck tomorrow night.
Thank you.
There he goes. Kyle Hardy, head coach of Centerville Tigers. Join us here at Texas Football Today. I didn't realize that. He brought that up. You go back. So I knew he was an assistant. I knew he was from Centerville.
The 1999 stat?
The 1989 stat.
1989. Okay.
1989.
They did not score a point.
They were outscored 458-0.
Wow.
They're outscored 458-0. Now think about that. Think about, like, now give a lot of credit to Bill Hunter. He was the gentleman that he referenced who took over starting in 1990. 1993. So 4 years later, they're in the playoffs.
458-0, you said?
458-0.
Wow.
458-0. So they were losing every game by an average of 45-0.
I mean,
average game.
To get to the playoffs.
To go 4 years later to get to the playoffs, and then now you look at them, and 6 10-win seasons in the first in their last 10 seasons.
Mm-hmm.
That's impressive. I mean, they're a true blue. You count them as a team to be reckoned with every single year. You know, last year they made it to the regional final, and that's kind of the bar for them.
Thanks so much for watching that video. If you would like more and to be notified when they come out, go ahead and click that subscribe button right down there. You can also watch Texas Football Today every day live at noon on TexasFootball.com, Facebook, Twitch, and right here on YouTube. For more of the best coverage of Texas football in the Lone Star State, go to TexasFootball.com/subscribe.